The story opens on Vegas Station, a neutral trading hub in the Outer Rim. Commander Cain, a human peacekeeper from the Galactic Council, patrols the busy docks. He watches alien merchants haggle over rare minerals while keeping peace between different species. Cain has served as a peacekeeper for 5 years. He believes in fair justice and treating all beings with respect. The other species see humans as weak because they prefer talking to fighting. Most alien races think humans are too soft for real galactic politics. On this day, tensions rise between the Vorthan Empire and the Klaxon Trade Federation. Both groups want control of a new shipping route through the sector. Their ships face each other near the station, weapons powered but not yet firing. Cain receives orders to mediate the dispute. He takes his small shuttle between the two fleets. The Vorthan ships are massive and dark, covered in spikes. The Klaxon vessels glow with energy shields and plasma cannons. Admiral Vex leads the Vorthan fleet. He is a tall, scaled creature with red eyes and sharp teeth. Captain Torque commands the Klaxon force. His species looks like walking crystals that change color with their emotions. Cain opens communication channels with both sides. He speaks calmly, suggesting they meet on neutral ground to discuss the trade route. Both leaders mock him. They call humans peace lovers and weaklings. The situation gets worse when a Vorthan ship accidentally fires on a Klaxon vessel. Both fleets prepare for battle. Cain puts his shuttle between them, broadcasting on all frequencies. He begs them to stop and think about the innocent lives on the station. For a moment, it seems like his words might work. The fleets pause their attack preparations. But Admiral Vex grows angry at being lectured by a human. He orders his ships to fire through Cain's shuttle if the human does not move. Cain refuses to abandon his post. He continues broadcasting messages of peace, even as weapon systems lock onto his small ship. The other peacekeepers on the station watch in horror as energy beams cut through space. The Vorthan flagship fires its main cannon. The blast vaporizes Cain's shuttle instantly. The explosion lights up the darkness of space like a small star. On the station, alarms blare as debris rains against the hull. The two fleets, shocked by what just happened, stop their advance. They had not expected the human to actually die for his beliefs. In the silence that follows, both sides realize they have crossed a line. News of Cain's death spreads quickly through the galaxy. Most species see it as unfortunate, but not surprising. They believe humans should have known better than to interfere in real military matters. But the message also reaches Earth. The human government receives the full recording of Cain's final moments. They watch their peacekeeper die while trying to save lives and prevent war. The recording shows him refusing to move, even when death was certain. Earth's leaders gather in emergency session. For the first time in decades, all human factions unite. The Prime Minister addresses the Global Council with tears in her eyes. She plays Cain's final transmission for all to hear. "This is what we get for trying to keep peace," she says. "We send our best people to die for those who mock us. We offer friendship to those who see kindness as weakness." The debate that follows is short and decisive. Earth's military commanders explain that humans have been preparing for this day. While other species focused on conquest and trade, humans studied warfare in secret. They built weapons that no one else knows about. The vote is unanimous. Earth will respond to Cain's murder with full military force. They will show the galaxy what happens when you kill a human peacekeeper. Admiral Ross, Earth's top military leader, takes command of the response. He is a battle-scarred veteran who has been waiting for this moment. Unlike Cain, he believes that peace only comes through strength. Commander Cain died believing in peace, Ross tells his officers. "We will honor his memory by showing the galaxy that humans are not weak. We are patient. There is a difference." The story ends with Earth's hidden fleets powering up for the first time. Massive ships emerge from secret bases on the Moon and Mars. These vessels are unlike anything the galaxy has seen before. They are built for one purpose: total war. As the human fleets prepare to launch, the galaxy continues its normal business. The Vorthan and Klaxon forces have returned to their standoff. Admiral Vex boasts about killing the weak human. He does not know that humanity's real nature is about to be revealed. The final scene shows Earth's war fleet jumping to hyperspace. Their destination: every major system in the galaxy. The age of human patience is over. 3 days after Cain's death, the Vorthan Empire celebrates their victory over the weak humans. Admiral Vex holds a feast on his flagship, boasting to his officers about how easily he destroyed the Peacekeeper. The bridge crew laughs as they watch recordings of the human shuttle exploding. Humans think words can stop plasma cannons, Vex says, raising his drink. Now they know better. Maybe they will stay in their small corner of the galaxy, where they belong. The celebration stops when sensors detect massive energy signatures approaching. The Vorthan Fleet's science officer reports impossible readings. Ships are dropping out of hyperspace, but their design matches no known species. Admiral Vex orders his fleet to battle stations. Through the view screen, he sees vessels that look like floating fortresses. They are sleek and black, covered in weapon ports that glow with blue energy. Each ship is 3 times larger than his flagship. A transmission comes through on all frequencies. The voice is calm and human, but carries no warmth. This is Admiral Ross of the Earth Defense Force. You killed our Peacekeeper. Surrender now, and you will be given a fair trial. Vex laughs and responds with mockery. Humans, you finally grew teeth? Your little friend died like the weakling he was. Go home before we destroy you too. The transmission cuts to static. For a moment, space remains silent. Then the human ships open fire. The Vorthan fleet has never seen weapons like these. Beams of pure energy slice through their shields as if they were made of paper. Kinetic rounds travel at nearly light speed, punching holes through the thickest armor. Within minutes, half the Vorthan fleet is destroyed. Admiral Vex orders a retreat, but the human ships are faster. They pursue the fleeing vessels with deadly precision. Each shot finds its target. Each target dies instantly. The Vorthan flagship tries to jump to hyperspace, but the humans have weapons that can stop that too. A blue pulse surrounds Vex's ship, trapping it in normal space. The Admiral realizes with horror that humans have been preparing for this kind of warfare. How? Vex whispers as human ships surround his vessel. How did you build these weapons? Admiral Ross answers personally. While you conquered and enslaved, we studied and prepared. While you celebrated your strength, we planned for your weakness. Every species in this galaxy has enemies. We learned from all of them. The human fleet captures the surviving Vorthan ships. They take prisoners, but show no mercy to those who refuse to surrender. The galaxy watches in shock as the most powerful fleet in the sector falls to the supposedly peaceful humans. But Earth's response is only beginning. Similar attacks happen across the galaxy at the same time. Human fleets emerge from hyperspace at every major military base and trading station. They target anyone who supported the Vorthan Empire or celebrated Cain's death. The Klaxon Trade Federation, who were also present at Cain's murder, faces the same fate. Captain Torque tries to negotiate, claiming his people were not responsible for the human's death. The human commander listens patiently, then destroys his fleet anyway. You watched him die, the human says. You did nothing to help. That makes you guilty too. News of the attacks spreads faster than the human ships can travel. Species across the galaxy watch recordings of their most powerful fleets being destroyed. With ease, the humans fight with a precision and ruthlessness that terrifies everyone. The Galactic Council calls an emergency session. Representatives from hundreds of species gather to discuss the human threat. They had always seen Earth as a minor power, useful only for mediation and peacekeeping. Now they realize their mistake. Ambassador Dale, Earth's representative, enters the council chamber wearing a black uniform instead of his usual diplomatic robes. The other delegates whisper nervously as he takes his seat. The humans have gone. Insane, declares the Altarian senator. They are destroying innocent ships across the galaxy. This must be stopped. Ambassador Dale stands slowly. His voice carries the same calm tone as Admiral Ross. Innocent? You call the murder of a peacekeeper innocent? You call celebrating his death innocent? He activates a holographic display showing Cain's final moments. The delegates watch in uncomfortable silence as the human dies trying to save lives. For 50 years, we have kept peace in this galaxy, Dale continues. We have mediated your wars, stopped your genocides, and protected. You're weak. In return, you mock us and call us soft. The Altarian senator tries to interrupt, but Dale's voice grows harder. Commander Cain believed in peace. He died for that belief. But his death taught us something important. Peace without strength is just weakness, and weakness invites attack. The council chamber erupts in angry voices. Species demand that Earth stop its attacks immediately. They threaten sanctions and military action. Dale waits for them to finish. Then he delivers Earth's ultimatum. Every species that supported Cain's murder will face justice. Every government that celebrated his death will fall. This is not negotiation. This is fact. The human ambassador leaves the chamber as chaos erupts behind him. The galaxy's leaders realize they are facing something they have never seen before. Humans at War. The Galactic Council's emergency session continues for 3 days. Representatives from major powers argue about how to respond to the human attacks. Some want immediate military action against Earth. Others suggest diplomatic solutions. Emperor Thane of the Draconian Imperium slams his clawed fist on the table. The humans have destroyed 12 of our patrol fleets. They must be stopped before they grow stronger. How? Asks the Crystalline Hive Queen through her translator. They defeated the Vorthans in minutes. The Vorthans had the largest fleet. In the outer sectors, the debate grows heated as more reports arrive. Human forces have blockaded major trade routes. They are scanning every ship and arresting anyone connected to Cain's death. The galaxy's economy begins to collapse as commerce stops. General Corks of the Hegemony Alliance stands to address the council. He is a veteran warrior whose species has never lost a war. I have studied the human attacks. They are using advanced technology, but they are still outnumbered. If we unite our fleets, we can crush them. The council votes to form a joint military force. 50 species contribute ships and soldiers. The combined fleet numbers over 10,000 vessels. It is the largest armada in galactic history. Admiral Zane takes command of the Allied fleet. He is confident that sheer numbers will defeat the humans. They may have better weapons, but we have more ships. We will overwhelm them through superior force. The Allied fleet moves toward the Sol system, Earth's home. They plan to attack humanity's homeworld and force them to surrender. Intelligence. Reports suggest that most human ships are scattered across the galaxy, leaving Earth poorly defended. But as the fleet approaches the outer edge of the solar system, they encounter something unexpected. A single human ship waits for them. It is smaller than most of the Allied vessels, but it broadcasts a message on all frequencies. This is Captain Blake of the Earth Defense Force. You are entering restricted space. Turn back now or face the consequences. Admiral Zane laughs at the transmission. 1 ship against 10,000? The humans have truly lost their minds. He orders his fleet to advance. The human ship does not move or fire. It simply continues broadcasting its warning. The Allied forces surround it, preparing to destroy this symbol of human defiance. Fire. Cain commands. Thousands of weapons discharge at once. Energy beams and missiles converge on the small human vessel. But instead of being destroyed, the ship's shields absorb every shot. The weapons that should have vaporized it do not even scratch. Its hull. Impossible, Cain whispers. No shield can withstand that much firepower. Captain Blake's voice comes through the communication system again. You were warned. Earth Defense Protocol activated. The space around the Allied fleet begins to change. What they thought was empty void reveals hidden structures. Massive defense platforms to cloak, their weapons already charging. The humans have turned their entire solar system into a fortress. But the real shock comes when Earth's moon splits open. The satellite has been hollowed out and converted into a weapon platform. Cannon barrels the size of city blocks emerge from the lunar surface. They point directly at the Allied fleet. By the void, Admiral Cain breathes. How long have they been preparing for this? The answer comes from Earth itself. The planet's surface opens to reveal launch bays hidden beneath the continents. Thousands of human ships emerge, each one larger and more advanced than anything. The galaxy has seen. Admiral Ross appears on the communication screen. Behind him stands the entire human military command. Welcome to Sol System. You came here to destroy our home. Instead, you have walked into our trap. The Allied fleet tries to retreat, but they are surrounded. Human ships emerge from behind asteroids and space stations. The defense platforms target the largest enemy vessels. The lunar cannons prepare to fire. This is impossible, Cain says. Our intelligence said you only had a few hundred ships. Your intelligence was wrong, Ross replies. We have been building this fleet for 70 years. Every human colony, every mining station, every research facility has been producing weapons. We are not a peaceful species. We are a patient one. The battle that follows is not really a battle at all. It is a massacre. The Allied fleet, despite its size, cannot match human technology and preparation. Ships that took decades to build are destroyed in seconds. Entire species military forces are wiped out in minutes. Admiral Cain tries to surrender, but the humans do not accept. They have declared total war, and they mean it. The Allied fleet is completely destroyed. Only a few ships escape to carry. News of the defeat back to the galaxy. The survivors tell stories that seem impossible. They describe human weapons that can crack planets and shields that cannot be broken. They speak of a species that has been pretending to be weak while building the most powerful. Military force in galactic history. Fear spreads through the galaxy like wildfire. If the humans can destroy the largest fleet ever assembled, what hope do individual species have? The news broadcasts show the wreckage of the Allied fleet floating in space around Earth's moon. The human ultimatum is broadcast to every world. Surrender those responsible for Cain's death, or face the consequences. You have 7 days. The 7-day deadline creates panic across the galaxy. Species that had nothing to do with Cain's death begin surrendering information about those who did. They desperately try to prove their innocence to avoid Earth's wrath. The Vorthan Empire, already crippled by human attacks, faces internal collapse. Admiral Vex, responsible for Cain's murder, flees to the Empire's capital world. He begs Emperor Krath for protection, but the Emperor is more concerned with saving his species. You brought this disaster upon us, Krath tells Vex. The humans will not stop until they have you. Why should I sacrifice my entire empire for your mistake? Vex argues that surrendering to humans will show weakness to other species. But Emperor Krath has seen the recordings of the Sol System battle. He knows that pride is a luxury his species can no longer afford. The Emperor's decision comes when human ships appear in the Vorthen home system. They do not attack immediately. Instead, they broadcast a simple message: give us Vex, and your species will be spared. Refuse, and your worlds will burn. Emperor Krath makes his choice. He orders his guards to arrest Admiral Vex and prepare him for transfer to human custody. Vex struggles and screams about honor and duty, but the Emperor is unmoved. Honor does not bring back the dead, Krath says. And duty means protecting my people from annihilation. The handover takes place on a neutral station. Admiral Ross himself comes to collect the prisoner. Vex spits insults at the human commander, calling him a savage and a warmonger. Ross remains calm. You killed a man who was trying to save lives. You celebrated his death. Now you call us savage for seeking justice? Your peacekeeper was weak, Vex snarls. He died because he could not understand real power. No, Ross replies. He died because he understood something you never will. True strength comes from protecting others, not from destroying them. The humans take Vex away for trial, but he is not their only target. Intelligence networks across the galaxy work too. Identify everyone who supported Cain's murder. The list includes military officers, government officials, and civilian leaders who celebrated the human's death. Captain Torque of the Klaxon Trade Federation tries to hide in the Outer Rim territories. He changes his identity and attempts to disappear among the criminal underworld. But human agents track him down within days. The hunt for collaborators becomes a galaxy-wide operation. Human ships appear at the most remote stations and hidden bases. They have informants everywhere, including among the species they are hunting. Asterisk. Some targets try to fight back. A group of Draconian generals barricades themselves in a fortress moon, claiming they will never surrender to inferior humans. The human response is swift and decisive. A single human ship approaches the fortress. It does not fire weapons or launch missiles. Instead, it deploys a device that the galaxy has never seen before. The moon's gravity begins to increase rapidly, crushing the fortress and everyone inside. They can control gravity itself, whispers a terrified observer. What other weapons do they have? The message is clear. Resistance is futile. One by one, the targets surrender or are captured. Those who cooperate receive fair trials. Those who resist face immediate execution. The Galactic Council meets again, but this time the tone is different. The delegates no longer speak of stopping the humans. They speak of survival. We must appease them, says the Altarian senator. Give them what they want and hope they will return to their peaceful ways. But Ambassador Dale has different news. Earth's government has voted to restructure the Galactic Order. The current system failed to protect our Peacekeeper. It will be replaced. The delegates protest, but Dale continues. The Galactic Council is dissolved. In its place, we will establish the Terran Peace Authority. All species will be subject to human oversight. This is conquest, shouts the Crystalline Hive Queen. You are using one death to justify enslaving the galaxy. Dale's expression hardens. One death? Commander Cain represented everything good about galactic civilization. He died trying to prevent war, and you allowed his murderers to celebrate. The current system is broken. The human ambassador presents the new order. All military forces will be reduced and monitored by human observers. Trade disputes will be settled by human mediators. Any species that commits acts of aggression will face immediate intervention. This is tyranny, the Draconian Emperor declares. My people will never submit to human rule. Your people already have, Dale responds. Your generals are in our custody. Your fleets are destroyed. Your choice is simple. Accept the new order or face extinction. The session ends with most species reluctantly agreeing to the human terms. They have no choice. The alternative is the complete destruction of their civilization's dot. As the delegates file out, they realize that the galaxy has changed forever. Age of independent species is over. The age of human dominance has begun. The irony is not lost on anyone. In trying to kill human compassion, they have unleashed human wrath. In destroying their Peacekeeper, they have created their conqueror. 1 year after Commander Cain's death, the galaxy has transformed beyond recognition. The Terran Peace Authority operates from massive stations in every major system. Human peacekeepers, now armed with advanced weapons and backed by overwhelming force, maintain order with ruthless efficiency. The trial of Admiral Vex becomes a symbol of the new galactic order. Held on Earth itself, the proceedings are broadcast to every world. The former Vorthan admiral sits in chains as evidence of his crimes is presented. The human prosecutor does not seek revenge. Instead, she methodically proves that Vex's actions violated every principle of civilized behavior. The recording of Cain's death is played repeatedly, showing the human's courage and Vex's callousness. The defendant had a choice, the prosecutor states. He could have listened to reason. He could have shown mercy. Instead, he chose murder. He chose to celebrate the death of someone who died trying to save lives. Vex's defense attorney, also human, argues that his client acted according to his species' military traditions. But the court is unmoved. The judge sentences Vex to life imprisonment, not death. The humans want him to live with his shame dot. As Vex is led away, he sees something that breaks his spirit completely. In the courtroom gallery sit representatives from every species in the galaxy. They watch silently as justice is served. None of them protest his sentence. None of them demand his release. The galaxy has accepted human rule because it works. Trade flows smoothly under human oversight. Wars between species have stopped entirely. Pirates and criminals find themselves hunted by forces they cannot match or bribe. But the cost is freedom. Every species must report their military activities to human observers. Every government must justify its policies to human administrators. The galaxy has peace, but it is the peace of the conquered. Emperor Kroth of the Vorthan Empire meets with Admiral Ross to discuss his species' future. The Emperor is a broken man, aged by the stress of watching his empire crumble. My people call me a traitor, Kraft says. They say I should have fought to the end rather than surrender. Ross pours tea, a human custom that has become common in diplomatic meetings. Would you prefer to be a dead hero or a living leader who saved his species? Sometimes I wonder if there is a difference. Krath replies, we exist at your mercy. Our children learn human history alongside their own. Our soldiers train under human officers. Your species survives, Ross points out. Your people have homes, families, and futures. That is more than you would have had if you had continued to resist. The Emperor nods reluctantly. He has seen what happens to species that oppose human rule. The Hegemony Alliance chose to fight rather than submit. Now their worlds are empty, their people scattered or dead. In the depths of space, a monument stands where Cain's shuttle was destroyed. It is a simple structure, built by human engineers, but funded by donations from across the galaxy. The inscription reads, Commander Alex Cain, he died believing in peace. Species that once mocked human weakness now send their children to study on Earth. They learn about human history, including the dark chapters that humanity prefers to forget. They discover that humans are capable of both great compassion and terrible violence. The new generation of galactic citizens grows up under human rule. They know no other system. To them, human authority is natural and normal. They cannot imagine a galaxy where species wage war against each other. But in the shadows, resistance movements begin to form. Some species cannot accept permanent human dominance. They whisper about ancient weapons and forgotten alliances. They dream of the day when they might challenge human rule. Admiral Ross, now the Supreme Commander of the Terran Peace Authority, knows about these movements. His intelligence network monitors every rebel cell and resistance group. He could crush them easily, but he chooses not to. Let them plot, he tells his officers. Let them dream of rebellion. When they are ready to act, we will be ready to remind them why they submitted in the first place. The story ends with a scene that mirrors the beginning. On a trading station in the Outer Rim, a human peacekeeper patrols the docks. But this peacekeeper is different from Cain. She carries weapons that can level cities. Her ship is protected by shields that can stop any attack. The aliens she meets treat her with respect born of fear, not the mockery that Cain faced. They know what happens to those who threaten human peacekeepers. They have learned the lesson that Cain's death taught the galaxy. As the peacekeeper walks through the station, she passes Cain's memorial. She stops to read the inscription and remembers the man who died believing in peace. His sacrifice created the order she now protects. The galaxy has peace, but it is not the peace that Cain died for. It is the peace of the sword, maintained by a threat of overwhelming force. The humans have become everything they once opposed, and they did it in the name of honoring their fallen hero. The greatest tragedy is not that Cain died. It is that his death killed the very ideals he believed in. The galaxy learned to fear human wrath, but it forgot to respect human compassion. In the end, both sides lost something they can never recover. Asterisk.